Swimming pools, movie stars, things that end in the number 5. California means a lot of things to a lot of people, but to Ferrari, it means grand touring. Hi, I'm Marty Padgett from Motor Authority. Today we're going to take you for a very special joyride in what Ferrari calls the ultimate in grand touring, the California T. Grand touring? Isn't Ferrari supposed to be about sports cars? Yeah, but who says you can't have a little of both? The California was new in 2010 and it was built specifically for people who get a chill up their back from the wail of a classic V8, but don't want to corner at 10/10ths every day. That's why the California has 4 seats, even if 2 of them are a little skimpy. Why it has a folding hardtop. Why it has a paddle-shifted, clutch pedal-free transmission. This year it gets a round of touch-ups that make it a much better car, more of a Ferrari than ever. For starters, the California T looks sleeker than before. The proportions aren't as menacing as a 458, but then again, what is? The retouched front and rear ends mask the tail a little bit better, and the spare grille, it's still a thing of beauty. Now what really upconverts the California to the California T is power. Last year's version had a 4.3-liter V8, normally aspirated. This year, with the addition of turbocharging, there's a total of 552 horsepower, and the torque is up by about 50%, up to 556 pound-feet. Ferrari says 0 to 60 is good for about 3.6 seconds, and top speed is well in excess of 195 miles an hour. This car just feels alive now. Low-end power is astonishing. Just listen to it whuffle at low RPM and blast into a quintessential Ferrari soundtrack once you really get into it. If you think Ferrari should only have gated shifters, you're a little behind the times. This one comes with a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox, and it's fantastic to paddle through the gears. All told, the California shoots to 60 miles an hour in 3.6 seconds and up to a top speed of more than 195 miles an hour. Wind it through canyon runs like this one, and the California seems to shed weight as you push it. It's not a light car by any means. It's about 3,500 pounds without people or gas, but stiffer springs and available magnetic dampers give it a firm grip even in its most comfortable settings. Of course, you can change the California's demeanor with this little red switch. It's called the Manatino. Twist it from comfort to sport, and the throttle and shifts wake up. Those magnetic shocks take a militant stance against body lean. The California steers really crisply and has big carbon ceramic brakes to haul it down into tight corners, like as in right now. Now just one look here in the Ferrari's cabin tells you how far they've come, or to some people how far they've strayed from their purest roots. There's an honest-to-God touchscreen in here. A touchscreen. Touch it, love it. You can do anything in here. You've got USB, you've got Bluetooth audio streaming, you can play the Beach Boys, you can dial up a navigation destination, whatever you want. It's also the first car I've driven to be outfitted with Apple CarPlay. That CarPlay system mirrors your phone's screen, and in theory it makes it a little safer to use your phone on the go. So is the California T practical enough to be a daily driver? Well, that kind of depends on your definition. Rear seat space is big enough for a backpack at best. The trunk has a little room for a couple of roller cases, or a little more depending on whether you move the panel that blocks the top from retracting. Some minor controls are odd, but become common sense, like the turn signal switches on the steering wheel. There are front and rear view cameras, something we're sure Enzo Ferrari never contemplated in his lifetime of ingenuity. Oh, and then there's the price. The California T starts at just about $200,000, but who can resist a trip through the custom order book? Look around here at the contrasting blue leather cabin, the blue painted calipers, the deep sea blue paint. This shouldn't come cheap, and it doesn't. Look, you could have one of those classic British GTs, something from Germany, one of the American quasi-supercars, and save a lot of money. If it were our money though, we'd say go west, young man. Look, that Ferrari badge on the hood, that prancing horse, it's a psychological reality for sure, but it's also a practical, vivid V8 reality. I'm Marty Padgett from Motor Authority. Thanks for coming along for the ride.